I'm gonna send us live.
Sounds good.
Well, hey, welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything is working. Today, I'm joined by Mikey. He is a One Piece card game guru. You should be able to hear him. Let me know if you can hear him.
Hello, friends.
Hey, Mikey. So tell us a little bit about your experience with this game.
So I actually got into it because of my roommate. They're a really big One Piece fan, like of the anime and the manga, and they were really excited when the game first came out. And at first, I was just like, "Oh, another TCG." Like I'm already really into Magic. Like I just don't have the time. And then I played a game with them, and I was like, "Okay, I'm hooked." It also helps that they also got me into One Piece the show and everything. I've been all caught up with the manga. Latest chapter, great for those of you who haven't read it. Highly recommend. But yeah, I just really like the game. I think it's very impressive that they made a game that's solely based on combat extremely interesting. Because I'm used to Magic where there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of spell slinging, and here it's all just on the battlefield. And I think it's really cool how they just made that like a very fun experience, and the gameplay is just amazing. Like I've had no qualms with it. There's a lot of good variety of decks. There's a lot of different things that are viable. Um, and yeah, it's just been a good time. And there's a lot of good flavor for people who are fans of the original content. There's a lot of like little nodes and little like callbacks to things that happen that the characters either did in the manga or the anime and things like that. So it's just a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the most important takeaway, if you're not familiar with the One Piece TCG, is that you don't really need to be familiar with the series either to enjoy it. Like I also come from the same background. At least my main trading card game as of late has been Magic the Gathering, and I jumped into this after you mentioned it. I've been wanting to get into something new for a while, and this one has been so thoroughly enjoyable. The community locally here has been really great, but not only that, it's just fun playing a new game that has an experience that's as enthralling. It's odd because it's not as complex as Magic, and that's good and bad in a few ways, but there's a lot of benefits to that too. It's such a I mean, you guys will see in a second, but it's such a fun game to play. There's only a few things you really need to take inventory of when it comes to a card, right? It's cost, attack value, its effect, and does it say counter on it? There are other typings that are relevant, but that's like a majority of the important attributes. I'm getting some weird fuzz on your end, Mikey. Let me see here. But in case you want to check out this deck. So we're playing currently on an application called OPTCG Sim. This is how we're going to be running games today. I'm going to get some cards and paper and we can play like tabletop overhead cam in the future. But before I invest in this game, because believe it or not, some of these cards are pretty expensive, I want to play through a couple lists. And so this is how I've been doing it. So I've got this deck up on the screen now. This is Trafalgar Law, who we can highlight in a second. But I figured we could take a look at the list I've constructed prior to getting into our games and talk about general strategy. But first and foremost, hi everyone. Thanks for joining this stream. Hopefully you'll enjoy this experience. Again, I'm a complete novice to this game, still learning the ropes, and that's why Mikey's here. He's going to try to coach me through combat, and the name of the game here is Combat. There isn't really like a stack like there is in Magic. You do have cards that say trigger and functionally work at instant speed like you'd see in a game of Magic, but they only occur when you get your life hit or that magic ability I was talking about earlier, counter. That's how you'll interact during combat. But outside of that, it's pretty simple. I'm going to close up some windows so we can see the cards we're talking about here. Give me 1 second. Boop. And let me know, Mikey, you should be able to see everything that I'm illustrating on screen. But we're going to close this. We're going to close this. No, not that. You want to close this. There we go. Cool. So the deck we're going to start off with, I think, because it's my new fave, is Trafalgar Law. This guy's pretty incredible. I'll just read off the ability and we can talk about the general strategy here. But all characters in this game are rather leaders. The baseline for their power is 5,000. There are a few exceptions like Edward Newgate, 6,000. But they exist almost like a commander would on the field at all times. You don't need to cast them or anything. They're just there and they're accessible. However, they can't attack that first turn. There is a thing similar to summoning sickness in this game, but He has an ability to activate main once per turn, pay 2. If you have 5 characters on the field, which is actually the maximum, return one of your characters to its owner's hand, then play up to one character with a cost of 5 or less of a different color as the returned character from your hand. So 4 life total. We'll get into life in a second. You'll see that. Everything will be automated. This is mostly operating on the assumption that you know how to play this game, but we'll talk through some of the basics here. Bottom left, you'll notice it's red-green, and so is the deck composition. Yeah, so best part about this guy, you can cheat out 5 or less characters. I mean, that's how I see it, and that's how this deck is mostly constructed. But you have a pal that plays this list extensively. I don't know if you've built your own list, Mikey, but here's mine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because it was after facing a Trafalgar Law on here that I determined that that was another deck I wanted to play. Hey, Johan. Hello. Yeah, after playing against one, I'm like, this seems really effective. I should try this out. The only character I have in here that is, and you'll notice it says character just above the name of the individual. There are characters, events, and stages in this game. Those are all the typings as of now, outside of Dawn cards and leaders. This is the only guy that is 8 and above that 5 level cap, because I think, in my mind, in my brewing brain, this will be an effective way of taking some of the flack mid to late game so I can deal more damage to my opponents with some of my characters and keep myself alive. Because one of the issues you'll find playing a dual colored character is you start with less life. But on that note, I want to set everything back up for you guys. I just want to illustrate some of these. This One Piece logo is up because it's going to cover our chat once we get into the sim. Rather just keep that off the screen. And then obviously we've got my face. My face right here. But why don't we go ahead and start up with Trafalgar Law. And we'll go back here. Let me set this up. And if you're in the chat and you want to play against me, let me know and we can set that up. But, and then that would be if you're on the sim. But for now, we're going to make sure, because stateside, we're only on the second set for this game, which was Paramount War. Right, there was Romance Dawn, now Paramount War. There are actually more cards out there in Asia that we haven't seen. However, on the sim, you can play with them. We're going to restrict this to just OP02, which is the current set. But let's see if we can get a game going. At any rate, Mikey, your overall thoughts on Trafalgar Law? Like, what are its good matchups? What are its worst matchups? And what do you find the deck is hoping to do for the most part? Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. So you were speaking of good matchups. We're facing Roronoa Zoro. So if you guys aren't unfamiliar with this guy, he's really good during a pre-release because the general effect of donning up and then on your turn, all your characters gain 1,000 power is kind of stupid. It's a little broken, and this is a pretty heavy aggro list. For our hand, you were talking about having cheap blockers. Well, we have 2, so that's a good start. We've got a search effect with a Jewelry Bonnie. She's pretty excellent for finding our Supernova cards. This deck is predominantly, or at least with my construction, it's predominantly Supernova, so we should be able to hit cards fairly easy. And it looks like we're off play, so I think we'll be good keeping this. We can put 2 blockers down if we want. We're probably going to hold on to Mikey now. That sounds fair, right? Oh no, he backed out. Oh, well, it was going to be good. It was going to be good. You still there, Mikey?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I got a phone call.
Oh, you're so good. I'm gonna set up another room for us.
Yeah, they just disconnected. That's upsetting.
Yeah,
they were scared. See, the matchup is so good. They were scared.
I've been labeling these as newbie play gently, and I feel like when I've been doing that, more people have jumped into my game room because I think they're expecting an easy win. So let's see if that holds true. Okay. They could have just DC'd. I don't know. Happened to me over Diablo 4 weekend. That was rough. If you... Okay, so Justin R says, we can't hear Mikey. Oh, you know what? Mikey.
Yes.
Apparently they can't hear you. I'm gonna try I'm gonna try to alleviate this problem. Hold on. Here, you're about to see what is likely my Discord in a second. Thanks for letting us know, Justin R. It looks like it deactivated one of my... There we go. Here, there's the Discord. Enjoy that. Okay. Okay. Cool. Mikey, say a few words.
Hello, Justin.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Mike, officially on for you. We were talking about good matchups for Law earlier. If you didn't hear that conversation, Roronoa Zoro, generally a good matchup. Hopefully we get that again. But for now, we are facing Don Quixote. Okay, we can do this.
This is one of my favorite decks. As I guess people didn't hear me earlier, but blue is my favorite color in this game. And the decks are just all doing like some pretty interesting stuff. They play very differently than all the other decks because they're usually trying to utilize some sort of gimmick. So Doflamingo wants to play off the top of their deck and just cheat things into play. And definitely can be a little bit of a problem because once again, they're getting big things into play that are 5Ks, and a lot of the stuff that we're playing is small to hit that 5 number. So we'll see how it goes.
Do we put 2 blockers down or do we search for a card? That's the real question because we have that option with Curly over here.
I think we just start off with searching a card because they're likely going to swing for 7 on their turn and do a blind flip off the top to see if they can get something. So I think it's fine taking that 1 damage early. I'd rather start to get our hand advantage going with this Dodon.
Okay, so she can only grab 1 drops, and right now I'm feeling Nami over the 2K counter here, but you let me know.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. We have 2 blockers in hand, so I'm not as worried to take the Makino. I'd rather get Nami and just keep up our card advantage while flooding the board, because this is exactly what Law wants to do. You want to spam searchers, get bodies on the board, and then just keep your hand huge so that you can keep playing more things.
And what I'm doing right now is just arranging these cards at the bottom of the deck, but Curly lets us look at the top 5 and pick a 1 drop that's in red, so we had 2 hits there. Right now, I feel like just leaving the 2 for 3K, obviously ending our turn, because this is Summoning Sick, if you're familiar with Magic. That'll be it for us. And thanks again for letting us know on the audio, guys. I'm sorry you missed. I got to hear all of Mikey's excellent thoughts on Trafalgar matchups. If you want to go again, a very light amended version of what you just said earlier. Oh, this is interesting. Huh.
Oh.
That's
a weird one.
That's nice. Okay, so Dawn X, activate main once per turn, 2. Play up to 1 Pacifista with a cost of 4 less from your deck than shuffle. That seems like a good effect. It does cost a lot. We should probably just kill that thing, I assume. Do we go ahead and drop a 1k or 2k to block? Or we're not doing any blockers, but this is the counter step now. But I just take it?
I think here we just take it.
Yeah.
It's only 1 damage. We'll be able to deploy 2 blockers. Oh, another blocker. Yeah, we're fine.
3 blockers. Trigger, so there's another phase called the trigger phase. When you draw a life card, and in this instance we have 4 life cards, if one of them said trigger in yellow at the bottom, we would be able to engage with that, but this deck doesn't have any trigger effects, so we're not too concerned. All right. And also bear in mind, if you guys are unfamiliar with One Piece TCG, there is no hand size. There is a character area size. You can have 5 characters total, but your hand can be however big or small, sadly, in some instances. I do think we want to go with a blocker or 2. So, yeah, there's no good way to just nuke this little guy right now.
Yeah. So I would just start with Nami. Let's see our options first, because we definitely want to play that this turn. And hopefully this can find us like a jet pistol.
Right.
Oh, it found us a Vista, though.
Right.
We have Otama in hand, so we could drop some blockers this turn, and then next turn Otama Vista to kill the Sentimaru or something else that they play.
It has to be a Straw Hat Crew, though, sadly.
Oh, that's Whitebeard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, but soon we'll have that option with Izo, but not quite yet. So far as this is concerned, I feel like we've got 3 blockers in hand. I feel like going with Rona or Zoro is probably a better choice. Yeah. So we'll do that.
We got some pressure going with that.
We can run Zoro out right now, but I don't know. So here's where my clinch point is. Like, do you attack with Trafalgar first, or do you play out a character first? I feel like it's probably just better to attack if you just want to go for a vanilla 5 against 5.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Magic. You always want to give them the least amount of information. So it's better just to attack, see what they do, and then you can decide what you want to play. Also, there's a lot of things that trigger from life, like either bounce or kill one of your characters.
Sure.
So you don't want to give them as many options to hit with those types of things.
Gotcha. All right. So moving on, we've got a few options. We can put like 2 blockers down and Bonnie, which isn't horrible.
I think that's the play. We'll 2 blockers and Bonnie, and the next turn we'll be able to activate Bonnie, and we might be able to start doing some lost shenanigans because we're already at 4, depending on how much damage they want to throw at us.
Now, to be honest with you guys, it might have been more advisable just to play both the green blockers, just so that when we get to that state, which we will be at next turn, to start activating Trafalgar, we want to have at least a green character for a red character in hand, and vice versa. We already have a lot of red on the board. But again, that might have been the peak decision there. Regardless, I think we'll be fine with this. So at any rate, and turn, pass. And thanks again, Mikey, for joining me on this one. We're going to be playing for a little while. I do need a break to make dinner for my loving fiance, but that's the only thing. So we're going to have time.
Oh, I didn't know you were engaged. That's exciting.
Yeah. And I doubt the audience did either. Thank you. It is exciting. We're pretty stoked. We're getting married in New York, so it should be a fun time. This is early November, so a good while away. Yeah, we're still working things out. Well, we have our sister-in-law is a wedding planner, so we really lucked out.
Oh,
she helped us with so much.
Easy.
Yeah,
and you get like those special deals and stuff.
Okay, so this is interesting. Again, you were saying he has the ability to cheat something off the top of his deck, but it looks like he's lacking the Dawn to do so. Am I mistaken?
No, yeah, he's short because he wants to use the Sentimaru ability, I guess.
Right. Okay,
so that's fine. I think so. We're getting hit for 7 from Doflamingo if he swings. I think we just pitch the Otama here.
Yeah.
Prevent this damage, and then I think we throw a blocker
in front of Flamingo. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I mean, and again, in an ideal world, we would have had a 1k to get rid of, but I mean, is it really that bad that we're going overkill here? Not really. This deck only has a handful of 1k counters, and they're all pretty effective. And again, in this instance, because he chose to attack this way and we used a counter, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of my red blocker in this instance. So it goes blocker, counter, trigger, steps. in case you take damage to your life. Boop.
And then just to spark notes what I was telling Patrick earlier about the law matchups. Law's in this really interesting space, as you've seen this game alone. Nami helped search, Dodon helped us search, Bonnie is another searcher. You kind of have so many tools in your deck. You don't necessarily have bad matchups. It's just knowing when to find cards and like what cards are important against various decks. You kind of have the tools to deal with almost anything, and that's what makes it so powerful. And the downside of that is that the deck is very hard to play because you need to know this, and one messed up search can kind of cost you the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the pros very, very outweigh the cons, because honestly, the con gets beaten by play the deck and get good, which is just like a nature of card games.
So I popped down another blocker just to hit our threshold of 5. I do want to go ahead and drop our 5-drop Luffy. There are no blockers on the field, so in this instance we have 5 Dawn, so what we could do is drop the Luffy, Dawn him up, and just swing real hard. It's not absolutely necessary here, but we do have options. So, I mean, we have enough, I'm going to say mana, we have enough Dawn to both play Zoro and Luffy on the same turn. Let's just go ahead and drop Luffy now, surprise him. In this instance, I'm probably going to peel this off the field because the blockers are more relevant to me right now, and then play Luffy. We're going to lose a blocker next turn, without a doubt. And let's go swing. Now, would you Dawn up Luffy or just keep that mana for Zoro?
Here, I wouldn't want to play Zoro because I don't want to kill something else on our board. I'd probably put... so Luffy, he's a base 6.
So go
I'd put
7?
Well, yeah, I put 1 on Luffy and swing at the Centauru so they won't keep being able to get more pacifistas. And then this makes it so that they would need to counter like really aggressively to stop this.
Right. Generally speaking, at least I've found with this game, if you're 2k above, that's generally enough. But if you're really trying to enforce the point, go more, because you need to meet and or exceed their defense attack value. So if I swung at that same character with a 4k attacker, that would be enough to kill it. But bearing in mind, you could just throw a counter down and it would be over that. So like in the beginning, you saw us trading blows, right? 5k to 5k, same sort of story here. At any rate, we've got a few options. We can honestly put points into Curly in attack as well. I think that would be fair.
Yeah, I like splitting up the Dawn, getting 2 more swings in. Like, you just need to get some pressure going, because they'll be able to hit us back with a couple things, and we just want to keep the pressure on them,
right,
so that they are not able to just get like, because Daffy is very much an aggro deck. Like, you're just trying to drop a bunch of 4Ks into play over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to make them use resources in their hand or make them take life so that we can just kind of kill them when we start abusing loss effect to get in several rushers.
Okay, and there you go. The same instance I was talking about. They just dropped a 1k counter with Virgo, and that was more than enough to stop my attack with Trafalgar. But we've got a flush board. I'm feeling really good with 2 blockers. We can keep Luffy alive, should we like. We would like. So we're going to end our turn with that. But so far, this matchup's going okay. You'll see that there are disadvantages to going second in a game with a character with 4 life, particularly against a list that's aggro. But we're doing pretty good here. And like, we pulled into all of our blockers, like even one of our life draws was a blocker. So this has been a pretty solid game for us so far, at least with this build. And again, there are so many, you know, they're only on their second set, but I got to say there is still a lot of deck diversity. I feel like there is more playroom than I anticipated, because I was looking at, you'd sent me a list, Mikey, of like winning list. And I was looking at a competitive winning Trafalgar deck, and they were manipulating, with their deck, they were manipulating the film characters. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to cover my cards on the bottom left on the stream. If this individual is watching the stream, they could see my hand, but it's very doubtful. On play, return up to 1 character with a cost of 7 or less to its owner's hand. That is okay. We're going to cheat that back out. Now, in this instance, do we get rid of the blockers, or do we want to keep our board saturated?
I would keep our board saturated. Let's just pitch the Brook here, and then the next swing we probably block.
That seems...
Being at 4 life to start is an actual cost, and so we can't afford to just take a bunch of hits early. We need to mitigate life loss to some extent.
I agree with that. All right, so this is a card I've been wanting to test for a minute. I don't think it's time for him, but
honestly, let's see, how much Dawn are we? Are we at 8 right now?
we're at 8. Yeah.
Okay, so that card is kind of unbeatable for blue. They just
really?
don't have any good tool. They have no good tools to answer it, or at least this Daffy deck doesn't. Ivankov has some exceptions.
Bearing in mind he's got a 7k on field that could swing into it, but we do have a blocker still, so
yeah, we have 2 blockers still. I don't think we need to get it out yet.
yeah.
First, I want to try to kill this Pacifista that's on the board.
Right. So I'm thinking Tony Chopper, her.
Yeah, let's start with swinging like 7 into the Pacifista with Law, because something for people who haven't played this game before, there isn't like one combat step. Like you can go swing, play a card, and then swing with something else, play a different card. So like, let's just see how they react here. And then that can influence some other plays, because I definitely want this thing off the board, because if we drop 8-drop Kid next turn, I want them to have as few things to answer it as possible.
Okay. So they did drop a 2k counter. Right. So we don't have to cheat out Luffy. I mean, obviously we will. We could hard cast things here, but the cheapest route to go would be Tony Chopper, Bonnie, and then activating this ability. Again, keeping our flush board.
Let me see our Dawn real quick. So we have 1, 2, 3.
We have 6.
Okay, so what we could do here is this is where we can start doing some crazy lost shit. So if you play the like the Zoro,
right,
we can swing with the Zoro, just that life, and then we can play the Chopper, and then we can activate Law Effect to bounce. Or maybe we don't want to bounce the.
No,
page.
it's happening. It's happening.
Okay.
You're gonna go vanilla life, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we go Bonnie, trade for Luffy, and then swing again.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Right. Okay. So we have 2 Dawn up. We're gonna get rid of that. We're going to swap out again Bonnie for Luffy. Luffy's going to go attack, and Luffy has rush. Again, most characters are summoning sick. This is haste in this game. We could go again vanilla at Pacifist and just have them burn a card from hand, or we can go for life. What do you think's best?
Let's try to kill the Pacifista again.
I think that's fair. They're gonna stop it. Yeah, they're gonna stop it. They kind of have to. That's okay. So I think we're gonna end here. Not that we have much else to do. There are no free spells that I understand in this game. Okay, so next turn is very definitely a Kid turn. I just want this guy to go sideways and to ream it, and then I think we're going to go Kid. Place it to 1 card with cost 7 or less on the bottom of its owner's deck, and it was Luffy, sadly. Wow, they got a flush board, man.
Oh, yeah, this is getting scary.
Do we save Zoro? There's no way. We got to use the blocker. No.
Yeah, I think we just let it die, unfortunately. That Mihawk is definitely going to be a problem.
So
they kind of drew perfectly here, because like their curve was literally 7 into their 9-drop.
Right.
And that makes Kid a little bit of a struggle. Like usually this deck struggles so hard against Kid because they don't have many things that are that big. Like Mihawk, for instance, is usually a 2 of, and that Doflamingo is a 2 of. Yeah, they just kind of had the nuts, which unfortunately happens. I'm gonna
take the damage. Yeah. And I was gonna say what we could do is we could play out Bonnie and Trafalgar Nami to just get the extra look at 5. We did just draw a Nami, so I feel comfortable not necessarily doing that. We could block this damage though. How important do you feel it is we keep ourselves afloat? Actually, I think it's pretty important. So we'll ditch the Nami in this instance, or do we ditch the blocker? What's preferable?
I definitely want to keep the Nami. I think we just block with beige, and then we can try to get some searches going on our turn.
I think that's fair. Okay, so we're 10 of. We just got so in this game you only have 10 resources to leverage at any given point in time. That's Dawn. So we're maxed out. So there are options here. I think that we have some kill spells in this deck that we could top deck, the X Drake, if we play her and find it. Do we give ourselves the requisite to keep? How important is that we play her and try to top deck X Drake to kill Pacifista? Or do we just play?
I think right now it's pretty important that we try to find something like that. So either start with Nami or start with Bonnie and start searching.
Right.
Because there's not a correct decision here. It's just we'll see what happens.
The best we could do is find Luffy with Nami here. And the best we could do here, or I don't have.
Find Jet Pistol.
We need to put Jet Pistol in the deck.
Oh, whoops.
Hey, okay. So we did find Luffy and no X Drake. So duly noted. We're going to put it in the bottom of the deck like this. They know we have Luffy because we had to reveal it. Now what we could do is cheat out Luffy now. Just play all of these and cheat out Luffy.
I want to activate the Bonnie first and see what we find off that.
You're still into it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll deploy Bonnie. Now, in this instance, it's not on play. We need to activate it, so we'll go ahead now. Even if the character is, I'm just going to keep calling it summoning sick. Even if they are summoning sick, you can still leverage them for a block or an activated ability. So here, we're going to rest a Dawn. Look at the top 5. We can get supernovas. So we have one supernova here that works perfectly with Trafalgar. I mean, obviously, this is the choice. It's the only choice. Well, we can grab another Bonnie. In most instances, you're not allowed to grab the same character. She's an exception. We're gonna grab Trafalgar here, right? I mean,
yeah, we are 100%.
We'll just stack it like that. Okay, so the best play, Tony Chopper or the Green Boy? I mean, I think we're gonna go for the Green Boy and up her to put Luffy down. Am I right?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable play here.
Okay. And again, to do Trafalgar, we'll just go over here. We're going to activate it. Just don't want her to get hit, so we keep her alive, and I think we'll put Luffy down. Now, do we just rail on the 7-drop?
I think we either swing for 9 at it, or we swing for 9 at the Pacifista, and then we get the chopper out and ditch the Dawn.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Either one. They do play a lot of 2Ks, so it might be better to swing at the Pacifista for 9 just to guarantee something gets off the board.
Right. So this would be putting us. You want to put it at 9?
Yes.
Okay.
And then let's swing that at either Pacifista or Doflamingo.
All right.
Either way, it's pretty good because we're swinging. If they have 2Ks, they can keep or a 2K and a 1K, they can keep the Doflamingo alive, but the Pacifista is a little bit harder to defend here.
I'm curious as to what the audience feels is the better. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the Pacifista. I'm agreeing with you on this, but I'm curious as to whether the audience would want to just hit the 7. So, and bearing in mind, X Drake gets rid of. It's based on level, not power. So if we pulled an X Drake, we could just get rid of the Pacifista in a future turn. I just want to state that. Okay, I changed my mind. let them burn the cards. And hopefully they do. We'll see. I have a gut feeling that they do. Whether it's 2 or 3. Oh. Yeah.
Wow. All right, it worked out.
That really worked out. Okay, here, hold on. That was good. Okay, so now we're gonna play Tony Chopper. And like you were saying, I agree with you. We're gonna deploy it again. We're at that cap of 5, so we need to get rid of one of these characters. Nami's a better bounce, in my opinion, because she has more targets, more valid targets right now, late game. So yeah, Dodon is gone. Oh shit, dude, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to swing with Trafalgar.
It happens.
Always,
we're talking over it, yeah, and everything.
Always swing with your.
Oh, that's bad.
That's fine. Always swing with your leader.
Yeah,
always swing with your. Mm-hmm. Because we don't know what their hand is. Like they could just have a bunch of Dracul Mihawks, right? And they weren't able to counter like the Don Quixote. We might have been able to get a free attack in. Que sera, that happened. So at 6, do we block this?
I mean, we're going to be taking some damage here, so it depends if you want to see the cards now or a little bit later. I think it's like because we're not gonna be able to stop these 2 9s that are coming.
Yeah.
Or this 9 and this 6. Like, the 9's definitely gonna we're gonna have to use blockers eventually. So I think it's fine if we take this one and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Eat the 9.
Yeah, and then we'll definitely block the 9.
Mihawk. Mihawk before you get Kid down feels so bad.
Yeah, like I was saying that 8 cost Kid's kind of unbeatable for this deck. The fact that they saw both their Mihawks makes it a lot less good. Because usually the deck is trying to spam 5Ks, and it's really hard for them to kill the Kid.
Right.
Like I said, they just kind of drew perfectly. Like, they got the 7-drop Doffy into a 9-drop Mihawk into another 9-drop Mihawk. Like, I don't really have much more to say about that.
Yeah. Well, this is a 6K. We could stop it if we dropped 2. I kind of hate that. I mean, to be honest, I would prefer to double down on Zoro swinging.
I think we just use our blockers here.
Right. And in this instance, we're going to get rid of Chopper. Again, they're both going to die here. Presumably. Yeah. Okay, let's not forget the free attack. They got 4 cards in hand. So what's nice here is that we can turn Nami into another free attack with Makino, which... Do you want to just... What do we start with? What do we start with is the real question.
I'm trying to think of a way we survive, because right now this board is very scary.
I mean, we don't have enough damage on board to knock them out. And we don't have, like, literally, like, the Mihawks or Quixote in this instance. So...
Yeah. Maybe we just start on Bonnie activation, see if we can find something that helps.
All right, we're over Kid at this point.
We could still Kid, because we could still drop it after the Bonnie search. Because if we see like a beige or something, it might help. Right now we just need options. There's an X-Drake.
Right.
It's just... I think this might just be game. I don't know if we have because we're not going to have a way to kill this 9 Hawk, and then they'll have 2 on their next turn plus their leader swing.
Yeah, I mean, we grab the Drake here because it's our only option. Well, outside of Bonnie.
Yeah, we definitely take the Drake.
It's a free kill on the Pacifista. What we really need to see right now is a Chopper. But even that, like, we need more than 1 Chopper. So the best we could do really is bounce a Nami to our hand, play a Nami, and find a blocker. I think we've lost 2 Choppers this game, so it's somewhere in this deck. And again, we could get to doing that by just playing... We could play Zoro, we could play Makino, swing with a Nami for 5, bounce the Nami, play X-Drake, kill the Pacifista. I'm sorry. This might be a bit to follow, but what do you think? Is that an okay play line?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like I said, I think we're kind of just dead here, so we can just kind of try to see what we can do.
Yeah.
This board is just rough.
So we have 7 Dawn left, and we're going to play a 3-drop. So we've got 4 Dawn remaining, 2 to activate the ability, so we could technically pump... twice. Let's just get this free attack in first. I'm gonna pump here. Why not? Let her live it up. Let her live it up. I would lean towards trying to kill Mihawk and Pacifista. I don't see you surviving by just nah. Yeah, there's no... We would have to kill both of these, and then even if we manage to kill both of these, well, like, we're gonna get a free kill with X-Drake, so we need to kill at least this, right? We don't have a way to survive 2 of these attackers, right? And this is just responding to the chat. Sorry.
Oh yeah, like, as long as they Dawn up their leader, like, we're just kind of dead to these swings because we have no blockers and we do not have the counter power for anything to stop it. So
right.
It's just this is a rough one.
Yeah, we could play Trafalgar here and prime her again to swing. Or we could just get the free kill. It's whatever.
Whatever makes you happiest. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we're dead on their next turn. So
Yeah, I know. I'm going for pure happy value. Um, going for pure happy value. Let's go. They're gonna take the cards. I mean, I guess they don't have to, but yeah. Oh, okay. Look at that. They didn't have as many 2Ks as we thought. Let's bounce one of these to our hands. It's gonna be the Nami. This Nami, because we'll put this sucker down. We'll kill that thing. But yeah, that's it. Giving them more cards by going to face is equally bad, I guess. It's just a lose-lose situation, sadly. Yeah, there was no good way out of this one, I don't think. They really pulled really, really well. The one Mihawk I was cool with. The two Mihawks.
yeah, the two Mihawks after the 7-cost Doflamingo, it's just
That was rough. So I'm gonna say GG and maybe start up another game.
Yep.
I'll let them get the win the way they want, I suppose. But we'll see. Maybe they don't swing. Maybe they're scared.
Yeah. Like, we can't give them the card.
Right. But at any rate, well, I mean, actually, if they don't act quick, I might just push on. There we go. We were taking our sweet time. I'm sorry. I feel bad for the opponent, whose name will go remain anonymous. I have some of the stuff on the screen blocked on my end, Mikey, except my hand. So the audience is getting to enjoy what we're looking at as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what that is. Unplay, look at the top. Okay, I see. Never mind. They got a blocker.
They do. I'm surprised that they're playing this way right now. Like, if I was in their seat, I would have just made Doffy big. And
oh my god! Yes.
And then 9/9.
All right. Who do we want to die to? No, we can't stop this. Never mind. I was gonna say, like, do we have a choice? Do we have a choice in how the damage is allocated? Oh, Otama. We're good. We're still good. Let's just see if they leave a Mihawk open. Should have left 2 Dawn open to really scare them. Martin, I'm with you. That would have been the right choice. Yes, the 12K of power. This is where we say GG, no block and resolve. Okay, so what I want to do. Okay. Game's over. Back at the deck editor. Why don't we just review what happens? So thanks guys for joining the stream. I hope you're enjoying the game thus far. We got a few more games left in us. I think we're going to play 1 or 2 games of Trafalgar, depending on how quickly they go, and then we'll get in a game with Garp, Monkey D. Garp, who's red-black. But, Mikey, thoughts? What would you switch out? What would you maintain? What was working effectively? You were suggesting we put in more removal, and I agree with you.
Yeah, I definitely want some jet pistols, or Gum Jet Pistol, I guess is the full name. That
right
kills anything that's 6K or less, and we run Otamas and things like that, so we're able to shrink stuff. So we're able to actually kill things that are bigger. Like, if we saw this at, like, a lot of different points in that last game, like, it definitely would have helped out a lot.
And bear in mind, it's not just so if you look at the very bottom of the card, you guys can't sorry, here, I gotta do this thing for them. So we're gonna get rid of this, and then we're gonna get rid of my face. Okay, so you guys can read the card with us. So it's a 4-drop. It's a Supernova Straw Hat Crew card. So we have a set of Bonnies, which we saw a lot of, and a set of Namis, which we saw a lot of, that could have potentially found this. So I totally agree with you. Because we have 8 searchers that can hit this, it makes total sense. Mid to late game, you have 4 Dawn to spend. So question is, where do we insert it?
Yeah, so
there are some duplicates that I feel like could probably go. And audience, if you're watching, let us know. Martin says, what about 7 Kid? Let's
no.
You don't think so?
No, not for this deck. Like, we're trying to be lower to the ground. Like, honestly, I think a couple of the cuts might be the 8-drop Kid. It was very powerful in set 1. Set 2, there's just a lot more ways to deal with it. And like I know I was saying on how it's really good against Doflamingo, but Doflamingo got kind of phased out in set 2 by Ivankov. It's just not the card it used to be.
Mm. All right, you say we nix Kid?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have 2 jets. We want more jets. So the question is, as the deck stands right now, we can't search Vista the same way we can hit Jet. So I'm kind of evaluating Jet higher up until we get Ezo as a playable character.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable if you want to do a 1-for-1. I think 3 jet pistols fine. The other thing you can look at is either going down like a Luffy or a Zoro.
I like us
have
at
some more removal.
I like us at 5. I'm sorry, I like us at 3 Luffy. So maybe 3 Zoro, 3 Luffy.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think either the Zoro or the Vista is pretty acceptable.
Well, so the question is, do we max out Jet Pistol for 1 more Vista?
No, I think we're good for 3 because we have our Namis that can search it.
And
so like we have 3 copies,
Bonnies.
which is
Yeah,
exactly. So we have 8 ways to search it, and we're already running 3 copies, and 50 cards is relatively small for a TCG deck compared to like other games. Like we have pretty good chances of seeing it. Plus we have 8 cards that help us find it.
fair. All right, so that would be probably the only change I'd make of this instance. Again, that was just 1 matchup. So why don't we go ahead? I saved the deck out. Let's go ahead and get another game started. But let me set up our cam so we have everything going again. And thanks to anyone joining us. I hope you guys are enjoying the deck discussions and building. We figured we would just shoot the shit, obviously, and play this game that we all enjoy. So let me go back to lobby and set up a game. If you're actually on the sim, feel free to let me know. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see the code for us to play. But if you want to join in and play against us, please just don't look at my hand. I left it open so that you guys could see it, but I probably should have put like a Nami body pillow image over it or something. Probably. At any rate, yeah, again, thanks. And again, thanks, Mike, for joining us. If you can't hear me or Mike, just let me know, and then I'll try to resolve that. It doesn't take much effort. Let me see here. Vista's too strong with reduction, in my opinion. I agree with this. Solid. Oh, shit. Trafalgar versus Trafalgar. Whose Trafalgar will prevail? So we have a Searcher as a 2-drop. We're off. No, they chose to go second, so we're on play. How do you feel about this hand?
I love this hand.
Me too.
We have a Searcher, a blocker we can play on 1. We have Vista, so we'll be able to kill basically anything that they play on their turn 1. This just seems easy.
Yeah, I totally agree. And again, our curve for this list, if you play games like Magic the Gathering, you should consider your curve. When you're gaining 2 Dawn a turn, it's fair to keep a low curve like this. And also this deck operates on a low curve, so this is a very good hand. We are starting with 1 Dawn on the play, unlike our last game. But like Mikey was mentioning, we're going to start with the blocker and pass. We don't want to just drop Makino now. It's a waste. She's mostly there to buff Namis. If anything, she could just be a body you drop just for the sake of hitting 5 sometimes, and that just is what it is. Did you already explain how this game works? I just showed up. Hey, Bloodblade. So yeah, you have 10 Dawn, which is your mana base for this game. You have a leader who essentially operates like a commander would. It's always accessible, but in this game, the leader is always on the battlefield. Now, just like Magic the Gathering, characters are summoning 6. So on that first play, I couldn't do anything with Trafalgar. However, I can start swinging with Trafalgar now, what do you think? Should we just get a free swing in now and see what happens?
Yeah, I would just start with the 5k swing. It's just free. Let's see if they'll probably take this. Usually take the first swing just for free.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So now we could just nuke the Dawn. How do you?
I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather hold that for a bit.
I kind of feel like. Oh, sorry.
So yeah, I was gonna say either if we want to be a little bit more defensive, we could Dawn into beige, or see what we head off to Dawn. Or if you want, you can be a little bit aggressive here and just swing with the Zoro. We have a 2k in hand. We have a blocker on board,
right?
So we can just start applying pressure early.
I will say early game, I feel like they're less liable. So we're gonna make them trash a card from their hand essentially if we swing with Zoro, which I don't mind. It does leave Zoro open for an attack, but I I'm with you on, it's two things. It's either Dodon and Beige or Zoro here, and I'm feeling Zoro, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Oh no! All right, they DC'd. Maybe we were taking too long, but that's okay. We're gonna start up another game. I do think I think Zoro there for me makes more sense, and they just blow a 1K or 2K, and I'm fine with that. And then we have the blocker to keep Zoro alive, or we would just go ahead and let it happen or protect it. There's plenty of options there. Thank you for the quick rundown. You're welcome, Bloodblade. Hopefully we'll get another game started quickly here. We'll try. It's weird commentate because there's so much. Like I was saying, this game is pretty simple. You play things, you attack with things, you try to kill the opposing leader. But there are a lot of choices to be made, despite its simplicity. So let's, Mikey, why don't we just do every other turn? You determine what to do, I determine what to do, and we just play those hands.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Zoro plays into Otama Vista, but both plays make sense. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we could have easily curlied there. I don't know. Both plays were fine. That's what I like about this list. It's doing a lot very quickly with just cheapy little characters. And then obviously there's the fact that you can go ahead and cheat stuff out late game and then just double down on your attackers. And that's why I evaluate the characters with rush highly for Trafalgar. And I've seen a couple different takes on this list, but I like the fact that I can use the 1/5-drop Trafalgar to make those active again to swing. And then I can swap those out like a 5-drop Luffy or a 3-drop Zoro and start pinging them for damage very quickly. And very early on, like you can get to that 5 character capacity pretty quickly, depending on the build. And this one's pretty low to the ground, like you were saying. So yeah, I don't know. There's so many takes on this list. I'm enjoying this take with the rushers. I don't know how you feel, Mikey. Do you feel like rush? What list deserves the rushers, or what list should or would most appreciate or benefit rushers?
Definitely just base Zoro.
Mm-hmm.
That list really likes its rushers. Mostly the 3-drop Zoro, because the whole point for that leader, for people who aren't familiar, you put a Dawn on your leader, and then it pumps all of your other characters by 1,000. So you play a lot. You play also low to the ground, kind of like Law, but you're just trying to get as much early pressure as possible, and you're just trying to kill your opponent while swarming the board, to the point where they can't even attack your life, because if they start pressuring your life, they just die on the clapback. So having rushers there is really good, just to keep itching in more damage and just having more bodies that can swing right away.
Mm-hmm. So initially, this deck that I'm using was utilizing more what was it, Wuhan province, Wuhan country cards, Wano, which we're going to see a lot of against Kinemon here. But it was utilizing those two. You say first or last with Trafalgar? I say first.
I think we want to go second, because Kinemon on going second is very scary. Oh, it's Noosuke. It's Martin.
Don't look at my hand if you're watching. Okay, so go second?
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay, so we have a blocker, we have a searcher. Oh, cool. Here. Well, no, leave it. You want to keep this hand?
I think we could probably do better. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not. That's already better.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a lot better. Right, so do you want to go first with making the play decision, or do you want me to?
There you go. Yeah, I'll go first. Okay, so we have some options here, and I think we're going to start with Nami. I mean, what we could do is find a supernova, but I would really prefer to hit like Chopper and just have a blocker on board, which we didn't. Sadly, of these options, we have our third jet pistol, which is good against Kinemon. But I do want bodies on the field. But man, I'm gonna take Luffy just because we have 2 of the jet pistols, and then I'll stack it like so. All right, and we can do another 1-drop here. Let's go ahead and put our girl down. Oh, nope. And end turn. Aside from the stuff that's the same as magic, I don't understand any of this lingo or these names really. Oh, that's okay. Just watch, enjoy. See, now my list initially was running cards from Wano country, and the idea was to tap down creatures and just nuke the board, like what's happening right now. Obviously this needs to happen, but initially it was using these Wano country cards, and it was pretty effective, I feel, in its ability to reduce a board down and just kill my opponent. And I might maintain a deck like that as well, but I'm trying something different with this Trafalgar list. Hello, Pat. Katakuri deck is what I'm looking forward. Okay, so Mikey, what would you do?
First, I'll start with swinging with Law. See what they do here. Probably just take it, I imagine.
Fair.
And then, and then I just want to jet pistol this Yamato.
Yeah, she's a pain in the ass. I love this card, by the way. She's a 4 for 6 that taps down 6s. That feels pretty bullshit, I gotta say. But yes, we can jet pistol her. So character with 6,000 power or less. Jet pistoled, and at that, we'll pass. This list sounds like Control, you were saying, from what we're doing. I guess it is more or less, or at least the Wano version was more Control. What the hell, dude? Oh, Snoosuke doesn't know we have 2 jet pistols. We're gonna obviously let this happen. All right, so Momo is a really good card. They probably activate Momo now. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so my turn. Oh man, I just want to kill that stupid Momo. I gotta tell you. Get that out of the way. Oh, I forgot there was a blocker. Shit. That's okay. Because oh, 4 or less. I mean, I can play my blocker and I can kill that, or I can just Zoro into the boy, play my blocker, hold 2 up for the threat. Okay. I kind of just want to kill. I mean, I really don't want him to have Kinemon with card advantage is bad. So I kind of want to get rid of it. Might as well Luffy. But I mean, I'm going to get nuked if I do that. It's whatever. There's too many options here. I'm going to go with what makes me feel best, though. That's what we've been doing. So hitting it with this would make me feel really good. Oh, no, that feels so stupid. Oh, let's just, no, it's fine. Oh, no, I goofed. Am I wrong? KO arrested character? Sorry, we'll kill the card advantage, and then we'll go ahead and put our blocker down. Even with that, I'm still fine. Forgot it needs to be rested. My first time casting X-Drake, by the way. It wasn't in this deck initially. Again, it was a lot of Wano country cards. The one I really liked was the 3-drop that was a 2k counter. That is 3 for 3, and then it taps down a character or rests a character that's 4 or less. What was really great about that is that you could bounce her to your hand, obviously, with Trafalgar, and then manipulate her as a 2k counter later. So you still get the advantage of tapping something down, still get the advantage of Zoroing something to death, and then have 2k counter on the back end. So the whole package for Kinemon, most decks are going to look just like this. Okiku, extremely good on the attack. It's resting down creatures, or characters, I should say, and then you can nuke those characters at the same time, because the attack step, the way it runs is that she's going to do her effect before I get to declare a blocker or anything like that. So does our blocker just die? Yes. All right, Mikey, are you ready with what you want to do?
We'll see what we draw. I have a general idea.
Do you take this?
I think so.
Oh, no, there's no option. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Not a bad life draw. All right, Mikey, lay it on me.
So let's swing at Bonnie first with Law. See if they want to keep that around. They have a lot of stuff on the board, but this is not impossible to break. Alright, so they let that happen. Now let's dawn the X-Drake up to 8.
And go
and
for
let's swing at... Yes, let's go for that Yamato.
she's the threat. Yeah. Okay.
And then how much dawn do we have?
We have 6 remaining.
So we have 6. Here I just want to jet pistol the Okiku.
100%. She's very good at just eliminating threats by herself. Very, very worth getting rid of her.
And then let's just drop the beige. And we'll see what happens.
Do we dawn up beige or do we keep the...
You can if it makes you feel better.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Yeah, these on board are not so bad. Obviously, they're played for their ETB effects or on play. But Yamato, 4 for 6. That's vanilla good. And then she just has an amazing ability on the back half. I don't feel like X-Drake is long for this world. It's very good effects to have alongside Trafalgar, so I feel like we can anticipate X-Drake getting eaten alive here. We'll see. All right, so we have an opportunity to keep X-Drake alive with Trafalgar Law if we want. What do you feel?
Yeah, I like pitching it here. We need to keep a board.
Oh, sorry. No blockers. And we do have the potential to block as well, but this is not a big enough threat, in my opinion, to warrant the block. Okay, we've got a 7K coming at it, and then they have all the Dawn in the world with a 3K. How you feeling, Otama?
No, let's just throw the beige in front. The green deck has so many ways of resting down things and killing them later. They saw that Neko tag, so like I don't want them to drop like an Izo or another Yamato, rest the beige, and just kill it with the Neko Mamushi.
I agree. Yeah. So they're still flush with Dawn, excuse me. We should be at 9 Dawn next turn. Okay. Well, that about does it, right?
Yeah, we can't. The Otama doesn't save it, but I guess deal. Can't say I expected that to happen.
But that's okay. At least in this instance, we have 2 ways to just rush down these 2. So we can put Zoro down. It'll be 2K over naturally this Cat Viper. They should be dawned out at this point, so I feel good going into this turn. We just pulled a Vista. So Vista can straight up kill both the cat or the Bonnie. And to be frank, Bonnie is better value for him right now. Right? And we also have... Okay, so we don't have enough to play everything right now. We can also reduce the power of Yamato with just a Otama cast and swing into it with Trafalgar.
Yeah, so I think you doing like Otama Vista to kill Yamato's better here.
Yeah.
Because the Bonnie's not going to survive the 5K swing from your Law.
No, well, Right. But Otama going negative 2k is not going to bring it into 3k territory, though, sadly.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm with you, though. I mean, we could just Vista the cat. We could pump Trafalgar to beat Yamato. I get what you're saying. We do need to just kill. I feel like we should just kill this now.
yeah, just swing at that with Law first, and then we have 2 rushers in hand, so we can kind of clear their board pretty effectively here.
Right. We just can't have them gaining card advantage, especially when we don't have our own advantage. Who do we start with? Do you want to Vista the cat?
I'm not too concerned with that, to be honest.
Would
I'd
you
rather just kind of get the Luffy or the Zoro out, and let's just murk this Yamato.
Right. Now, do we Otama down Yamato or do we Dawn up Luffy?
Just Dawn up Luffy.
No, I'm going to go 3k over here. Do you think that's overkill or you think that's fair? Because if we go if we go 2k, we can still hit the Viper if we want with Vista.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see the 2Ks or 2k, 1k.
If they want to pitch 2 cards to keep the Yamato alive, I'm kind of okay with that arrangement.
Honestly, me too. I mean, it's just a 6k. Cool. Okay.
Sure.
All right, now we can play Vista or Zoro.
I think either one's fine.
Dude,
we
you
don't
know
have a great.
what might have been optimal was not donning up twice, but donning up once. Well, playing Otama to reduce it to 4k because it would have put Zoro in range.
Yeah, I think either are reasonable. We don't have a great way to defend the Zoro right now, so I kind of like just Vista, get their board smaller. Luffy will probably die, but we have another rusher in hand, and eventually we have to see our searchers at some point. We run 12 of them.
Yeah, honestly, if anything goes for life right now, which I suspect it will, hoping we pull into something we need. A searcher, definitely. We have 3 searchers. I don't think we've seen one in a moment. I feel like, I don't know, I'd rather he waste the Dawn to pump to bring Luffy down and just get rid of Otama.
Yeah, I like that arrangement.
Okay. Luffy's primo. Luffy's the top end of this deck right now, so we'll try to keep him around if we can. And we can't, so... Truth be told, we probably could have used the life gain more than anything. Or the life gain, the draw from our life pool. And again, if you're walking into this game like Bloodblade, hey Bloodblade, our life pool is made up out of our 50 card deck. So whenever we take damage, we draw a card from there, which is pretty good late game. Now we've got Chopper and all the Dawn in the world. And I'm sorry, is that Kid? 7-drop Kid? I didn't see that hit the field.
Yes, they just played it.
Set this card as active at end of turn. Okay. Well, we want to just nuke this kid. Am I right?
If we're able to, but we can't swing into it while it's not rested is the issue.
No, I mean, I could pump to hit Yamato and kill Kid. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'll put it at 9.
Oh.
I'll go to 9.
I think that's...
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see it. Honestly, swinging the 7k would be better, right? So I just wanted to threaten anything else. We do have our own blocker here, and we have Zoro. So now what we could do with Zoro is play him out for 3 and pump him enough to just nuke Kid as well. How do you feel? Just leave one open for Chopper. We have 6.
Yeah, I want to leave one open for Chopper.
So let's just do Chopper now. Get that out of the way. Do we just put 4? Do we put 5 into Vista and go for 8?
Honestly, that's also reasonable. We can hold a Zoro and
right.
Just sneak that in next turn.
You like this? You like this? Vista's not long for this world though. After this turn.
Definitely not.
Yeah, let's go for life. Let's go for life. They've got 4 life cards there, so I feel like they just eat it. Yeah, but even still, I feel good with that. If anything comes for our life total, which a kid or a Kinemon definitely will, I feel okay drawing a card at this point. Like, we really need some card advantage on the field. This matchup's been really interesting. You'll notice Kinemon is... Mikey, would you consider Kinemon a tier 1 list?
I'd say it's the best deck right now.
Okay. So I feel like we're doing okay with this. And mind you, again, novice to this game. This is a fresh deck for me. I feel like we're doing okay with it. Is it worth trying to keep Vista around?
No. He dies to a stiff breeze being a 3K. We also got the value out of him already. Like, not only did he take a life, he also killed the cat viper earlier.
Yeah. Do we give them a free... Do we give them a hit? I honestly just want the draw. How do you feel?
Yeah, we need cards.
Well, I mean, look, this is... So far as self-preservation is concerned, we got it in spades now. Now we have 8-drop kid. Oh, that's good. God, the draws happening right now. Okay. So 4 or less, Okiku is dead.
Next turn, because it only kills rested.
That's true. And sadly, we're not in black, so Kid is going to be a level 8. So we need to...
So we have 10 Dawn. I think here we just need to try to kill the Kid as aggressively as possible. So if we Dawn up our Law to
10k?
like 9.
You say 9?
I think we could do 9, and then we'll swing with the Zoro for a second swing.
Okay. Only one way to go. There's no way they don't have the counter for it. Right. Okay. So, Zoro for 3. Dawn him up. Put Zoro to 8.
Yep. If they have another counter, that's fine, but then at least they don't have cards in hand.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, like, we don't have any bombs for this deck, and maybe we should consider some bombs that are searchable. Like, I like Kid because he's Supernova, but... Right, okay. That was fair. We've got nothing else to do. We have a blocker on the field. Honestly, if something goes for life again, I would rather just take the card. After this, we'll switch to Garp. It's going to be a different strategy. I'm loving Trafalgar, though. This was a really interesting matchup. Kinemon is really tough. We're going to have to dig our way through this. Like, I don't think we're dead yet, but this is a tough one, man. God, I hate Okiku. Here's why I hate Okiku. This shit. So if you noticed, she tapped down my chopper with this little ability. She's also a 3 for 5, so she passes the vanilla test. Anytime a character costs, like, the value of the character and their power is like a difference of 2, like 3 for 5, 4 for 6. That's generally a good card. But when you have this effect attached to it, it's kind of a pain in the ass. And we're not allowed to block with chopper anymore because she tapped it down. You need to rest a character to block in this game. So yeah, we're going to eat that. All right, Mikey, what do we need to survive?
There's a fair amount of stuff that gets us out of this, because we have the X-Drake and kill the Kiku.
Right, she's next. No blocks for Tony Chopper. Sorry, my guy.
Yeah, the big thing here is hoping that they don't have more blockers in hand, so that we can actually try to clear this annoying Kid.
Yeah, honestly, if they drop the other Kid again... Okay. Yeah, we have to eat this, obviously. And we pull a Searcher. This is actually good right now. We could use this. Draw a card. All right, so we have 2 Bonnies. What do you want to do, Mikey? Do we dig at this Kid really quick?
Yeah, I think we just see what we can do. They have a bunch of Dawn up and cards in hand, so those might be events, unfortunately, which make this a lot harder.
Right.
But I think we just... Honestly...
I feel like
It might
just kill the Akiku, save the chopper, look at the top.
Yeah, that's also fine.
Right, so let's just start with X-Drake, show him what X-Drake's about. Oh god, get rid of that shit. Okay. I almost want to do Bonnie first. Well,
we have 5.
We have 5, so we could just go for Kid right now. We could just go 10.
Yeah, let's just try going. I don't know if I want to do 10. I want
go
to
9 and chopper. Right, all right. We definitely need the chopper. Bearing in mind, if this is unsuccessful, we lose.
Yeah, it's just I don't think there's anything Bonnie can get us here that saves us necessarily.
Beige is supernova. That's all I can say.
Yeah, because like we can try that, but then they still have the 8-drop Kid in play, and the longer that stays in play, the worse it gets for us.
You would rather just try to nuke it right now?
Yeah, and then have the chopper and hope they don't have another Yamato or an Izo and see if we can survive.
I've got a gut feeling that they do. We'll see. They're going to drop an Izo right now. They're going to drop the 3K, 2K counter. Without a doubt. They've got another 2K counter in hand. Yeah. I'm sorry, is her name Izo?
So that means that our... Yeah, that's Izo. But that means that our chopper won't get rested by Izo, so... We're hanging on by a thread, but, you know, still hanging on.
We'll see if we're hanging on after this. I'm a little... I don't anticipate. I gotta say, the one list I really hate fighting from all of my playtesting, Kinemon. Dude, every time I fight Kinemon, it is such a slog. It is such an uphill battle. It's absurd.
Yeah, their curve is just insane. Being able to play the 4-cost Yamato that's a 6K for 3 Dawn is also insane.
Right. And so bear in mind, this is all based off of Kinemon's ability. Like, you can get a Kiku out very quickly. You do some really ridiculous stuff, because when you have 1 or less character in play, reduce the play cost of your next 3 cost or higher by 1. It needs to be Wano country, but all the Wano country cards are amazing, I have to say. Do we Tony Chopper this? Or just eat it and see what we got?
I think we just block it.
Oh, before we get tapped down?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you have the opportunity when you're this low on life, just take it. All right, kids, show me what you got. Show me what you got.
It's something good.
Okay. Oh, we have one more turn.
Yep.
Let's discuss. Okay. The best thing we can pull with Dodon is Makiko, the one who drops their... No. Otama is the one who drops their power by 2,000?
Yeah, Otama does that. A chopper wouldn't be bad.
Or we have supernovas, and our supernovas are Luffy or Zoro or Trafalgar. Or X-Drake, but X-Drake is not useful here.
Trafalgar wouldn't be bad, because then we can like dawn up our Drake, swing, restand it, swing again. But right now we kind of need a blocker. I guess just lead off on the Bonnie or the Dodon, and we just need to hope that we can find a chopper or a beige.
We've hit 2 beiges this game, and I think we've hit 2 choppers. So there's an equal opportunity to see either. I think that going with Curly is better to start.
That seems fine.
Yeah. Because the hits are... Whoa! The hits are there. Okay, so we only have 2. We're going to go with Chopper. Is it Chopper or Chopper? It's going to be Chopper. And we'll put these on top of the deck like, I don't know, like this. Or bottom of the deck, excuse me. I mean, we're not going to see the bottom of this deck. All right, what do you want to do next, man? Do you want to...
got a blocker, but they still have 2 attackers. We need this kid to die.
I feel like we should go hard on our boy right now and just try to kill this sucker.
I agree, because if that's around again, we're just dead.
How hard?
So they have 2 cards in hand, so they could pump it for 6 at the most. Can't really play around that. We need to leave 1 up. So Drake's a 6. We have 8 Dawn, so we can put it up to maybe 10. That would leave us with 4. I guess a 10 swing and see how that goes.
A 10 swing
Yeah.
off of X Drake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll pray.
All right, audience, pray with us, please. Wait, do we cancel if we go 11?
No, I think we just go for 10 because we need to try to get stuff out there.
Please, God. Please. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No.
Yeah, that one's +4, so we would need to swing for
a lot more.
A lot.
Yeah. Okay, so
it's Bonnie, activate Bonnie. Hope we find a beige. And then we play the chopper.
Double down on two blockers, potentially.
Yep.
So
that's the hope.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, there are no oh, no, we got a supernova. We're dead. But we have a supernova. Wait. We're not dead. No, we're dead. Never mind.
Yeah.
So what needed to happen here is if we could pump Trafalgar to hit for 8 and they have nothing else and had the Dawn sufficient enough for Tony Chopper, we would have been okay. I'm sorry. We need to put these back. What do you want to do?
Just Chopper, and I think that's it. I hope they swing at our X Drake.
I don't like this. Yeah,
this is not a great spot to be in.
I can't even swing. No, we're dead. We really needed to hit a secondary blocker. We were in a better place, I have to say. With card advantage and a flush board, we were in a better place if we hit beige. We did not. So, I think we're dead. I should have left the 1 dot, mind you should have left the 1 dot open if you were being really hopeful that they thought something was happening. But generally speaking, in this game, and in most card games, put the threat out there. Make them answer it. So even if we did leave the 1 dot open, it would have just been cute. All right, man.
Yeah, we'll block with the chopper, I guess, and then there's the magical Christmas land. They decide to kill this X Drake instead of us.
Yeah, oh. GG. Rematch. Okay. Snooze K is good for a rematch. Now, should we play? Okay, so I'm gonna ask the audience now, guys. Do you want to see Garp? And I'll start a poll. Let's play. Garper, do you want to see a rematch with Trafalgar? Can we win with Trafalgar? Garp?
Let's do Garp. Or, well, I guess we'll let the viewers decide, but I think Garp is a deck that both of us are more knowledgeable about.
Yeah, no, I for fact. Garp is the list I started on. I feel pretty confident with it. We may play... we'll see if the audience has anything to say. If they're yeah, guys, vote on the poll. All right, there's one for Garp. Fair. Never played against that, so should be interesting. Yeah, dude, that match was really fun, dude. I again, and what's nice about this game is that I never really feel like I'm out necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the Doffy game, I felt like we were a little bit out, but we still had play.
Yeah,
it's not like other card games where you can just be screwed on resources and not do anything. And it's like even in the world where there's not a single card, you have no characters on board, your hand is empty, which doesn't really happen often. You can still just put 10 dot on your leader and swing at something. Like you still have actions you can take, which is cool, even when there's like nothing going on.
You know what? Let's just go with Garp. Garp. Yeah. It is. Snooze K is over on the Discord, right, Mikey?
He is.
All right, let me go back to main menu and just let them know that we're starting up another game. Awesome. Oh, never mind.
Well, yeah.
Okay, multiplayer. Let's play games. Host a public game. Yeah. Oh, we need a switch. Dr. Jiggle time. Dr. Jiggle time. I think that this is the list. We'll see. I mean, honestly, I'm happy with how that game went. It went as well as I thought it would. Kinemon is really, really rough to face. Really rough. The cards that were... Oh no, we got Madcap. Do we... All right, Mikey, do we fight Madcap or is Snooze K ready?
Susuke's probably ready. Let me send him another message.
We want that sweet rematch, guys.
He's not responding at the moment.
We could just send him the code, I suppose. That was a fun match. I definitely want to play Garp against him so that he can face down Garp. He was just saying in chat that he's never fought against Garp, so it'll be fun on that end. There we go. Hey.
Yeah, Garp's not. He's not one of the most popular leaders at the moment. A lot of people kind of written him off, but I think he has a lot of potential. I don't think it's a tier 1 deck, but I do think it's very strong.
Do we
the
want
ability
to?
is kind of crazy.
Do we want to go first or second here?
Probably second again. We don't really have good turn 1 plays this deck, and
other than Nami with my build.
Yeah. I still think we want to go second just because they have the potential to do turn 1 Kiku.
True.
Which is really terrifying.
This looks like a good enough hand to me.
I like it. We have Nami on turn 1, and then if they drop in a Kiku or something, we can Kobe it.
Yeah, this is fair. We'll keep it. Obviously, we want to Kuz. We would like to Kuz on turn 2. It's a 4 for 5 that draws a card and then reduces the level of characters when it attacks, so it's pretty potent. But no, Garp is really fun. It's the first leader I saw that really enticed me, so that's why I went for it.
Bonnie.
All right.
Another one.
Do we Nami into Nami?
I think so.
All right.
Like that seems like a pretty good start. Let's just keep our hand nice and flush.
All right. So do we get the Radical Beam and hold? Well, actually, no. Or the Brook.
Yeah, we take the Brook.
Yeah.
It's better early game because we're going to be wanting using our Dom. We don't really want to hold stuff up for the first couple turns.
That's fair.
So I'd rather have a 2K. And then let's Nami again and see what we get on this one.
Okay. We've got a 3-drop Luffy. We've got Radical Beam again, and we've got a bunch of choppers.
Choppers are kind of blank because of their Kikus, Izos, Yamatos, etc. So I'd say it's either Luffy or Radical Beam. I don't think either one is correct or incorrect.
Right.
It's one of those cards.
So far as our turn 2 is concerned, I like having another 2K counter in hand with Luffy, and it will very likely be a Kobe turn anyways, so let's go with Luffy here. We'll see. I mean, who knows? Again, they're still within threshold for Kinemon. It's 1 or less. to reduce the cost of a 3 or cost or higher character. The only thing we don't want to see is Okiku. It is the worst to play against. It is really bad. There's also a draw engine that Kinemon has. If there's 2 rested characters, you draw a card. What is that guy called?
Raizo.
Right. Raizo's not 3-drop though, right? Or Raizo's 4 or 3?
It's a 3, I believe.
All right. Well, that's Okiku.
Yep.
Is she good? Yeah, she's okay. They just got a little bit of card advantage from Bonnie. We can crush Bonnie with Nami should we like. Sorry. So we're looking at this attack. Do we want to eat it? I think so.
Yeah, we just want to eat it. We're playing to discard a card of Kobe. So.
All right. I'm okay with this. All right. So at this point, this is very much looking like a Kobe turn. Although, I'm sorry. She is a 1-drop. But it's not like we're trying to play Sanji out, just vanilla Sanji.
Yeah, let's hold the Meteor Volcano. I like Kobeing. You can probably pitch the Sanji, kill the Okiku. We can swing a Nami at Bonnie. If they want to counter out, we'll swing another Nami, and then we can go 5 at their face. That seems... We'll clear their board this turn, and ideally they'll take a damage, which is dope.
I dig that. Now, the only real question is, what do we trash? So when you play Kobe, it's not enough. You do need to trash a card, so...
I think it's I think it's the Sanji personally.
Because Smoker's just vicious. But also Monkey D. Garp is also vicious. I'm down with Sanji. Sanji's fair for leveling down 7 or less with our Garp's ability. I know we didn't discuss Garp, but I think it's the one to get rid of. And then we'll get rid of Okiku. So here we're just gonna go. Do we want to Dawn one up or leave the Dawn open?
No, well, let's just swing the Namis at the Bonnie. If they want to keep this alive, they'll pitch so many cards, and then it'll die this turn because it'll die to Garp if they want to waste cards here. And then we can just go 6k at their face and start pressuring their life.
Okay. You still want to go 6k or just go vanilla?
Let's go 6.
So when you do this, you can reduce the level of a character anytime you Dawn up with Garp. But since there are no characters, we just get to go in. And I feel good with that. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this build a lot more, man, with more Straw Hats. Like, there's just the Brooks, the Namis, they all just make sense. Like, the kind of card advantage you get and the power you can get off of these characters. I find Luffy really effective in this deck. Okay, I guess we lose a Nami. Yeah. She's not worth keeping around. No offense.
Yeah, deal. We take those.
Yeah.
That means they're not swinging at our face with our only 4 life. So I'm down.
How do you feel about 2 Okikus?
That's annoying.
That is annoying, isn't it? We could just Garp the hell out of one. You want to do that?
Yeah, I am very much down with that plan. And then we have so many 2Ks in hand, we can protect our Garp pretty easily. Look,
bearing in mind, we could Meteor Fist one down and just dawn up and hit, but...
I like getting the Garp out. Let's get another body. We have a lot of ways to protect it, because we have 6k counter power in our hand right now.
All right, so who do we trash to Garp is the question. So there's 2 ways I'm looking at this. Like, we could theoretically Dawn up, reduce down, get a free swing with Kobe, 6k at Kinemon, Meteor and Okiku, right? And then still have Dawn up to play a Luffy or something. You would rather have... You'd rather have the 6?
I'd rather have the...
Sorry.
Yeah, I want to have the bigger body on board, and like if we play the Luffy just bare, they have so many ways of resting it down. Like we haven't seen a single one of their Yamatos yet.
Right, and they're threatening 2 Okikus.
Exactly. So like if we play Luffy, it just dies. So I think this is the best way to be Dawn efficient. You can kill one.
That's fair. That's fair. I do hate that this character rests down, but in this instance, it was going to get rested anyways. We've got 2k, 2k, 2k. Is it Kuzin or is it Smoker?
Hmm.
So an important thing to note about double attack, it just means that you deal an additional damage, and our opponent has one more life than us, so Smoker could be relevant, but Kuzin replaces itself.
Yeah. I think I'd rather have the smoker for this matchup. Like the bigger body is really good,
I mean,
especially if they drop like an Odin or something soon.
if they drop Kazuki Odin, Kuzin could bring it down to a territory where we could dawn it down and kill it, though. Do you know what I mean? Like they both have value, but I think I generally agree with you.
Yeah, that's another hard decision for sure. I don't think
Which
one is just clearly right.
Which
Which one?
Which Ukiku do you prefer?
Left is law. Just kill it.
Okay. We're gonna go swing. Do we want to dawn up and swing with Kobe first? Yeah. Oh shoot! Here you go. That. Yeah. No blockers. What? Come at me. Come at me. I'm gonna just turn my shit sideways anyways, Okiku. This is a good rematch so far. It's funny, I really got trounced by a Kinemon recently playing Garp, a different version of Garp. It's such a tough fight. But I'm feeling good here, man. I don't know about you. I'm feeling good. I feel like it's a false sense of security, but I feel good about this. Hmm. Hmm. So how do you feel about these decks so far? And we played Trafalgar mostly. So how do you feel about the composition of that list? What is there anything you would change ultimately or add? Does it need bombs? And I mean,
I don't think it. Sorry, go on.
oh no, and bombs being 7 drops or higher for this game, and the highest cost character is going to be 10. But yeah, let me know.
So I think I'm more like I talked about this with you before. I like the Zoro that gets bigger when you put a Dawn on it. Like you put one Dawn and it goes up to 7.
Yeah.
So that's something I have come to prefer a little bit for that deck. I don't think you really need the high costing things. Other than that, like the list looks very similar to the one that like my roommate put together. It's just you're a little bit higher on the rushers than we are at the moment. But I don't think that the rushers are bad. I think it's just if you want to play it more aggressive versus we play it a little bit more control-y.
Do you say we keep Garp around or no?
Yes.
You want to drop 2Ks?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep the Luffy.
The Luffy's better than the Brook. For sure.
It always hurts having to go 1,000 over than necessary, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, mistakes were made. Do you want to keep the Garp? How bad do you want to keep the Garp?
I want to keep it. I want bodies on board.
Let's go. Let's go. Show me what
There's a reason they're swinging that aggressively at it. They want it dead because it's a good effect and it's also just big. Like the Okiku's definitely dying this turn. Like there's no question.
Yes.
We have a million ways to kill this Okiku.
See, now Reizo, this is the character I was talking about. It's a 3-for-4, 1k counter on the back end, but then when it's attacking, so like if a Kiku tapped and then this taps, you draw a card. It's very good. But the thing is, a Kiku's not going to be around for long. Man, this is another really good Garp. All right, how do you want to do this?
Here it's a little tricky. We have a lot of options here. Like I kind of want to get the smoker down so we have some more threats. Let's just start off by swinging the Garp at the Kiku.
Bearing in mind, we do need to rest it in trash. Now, you just want to dawn up and swing?
Yeah. And then we can minus the Raizo while we dawn. Either that 6k Garp or let's dawn up our leader Garp. And then we can just meteor. Because my goal is to kill the Okiku and then minus the Raizo so that we can Meteor Volcano it.
So how hard do we want to go here? We're 2k over. Do we want to reinforce the point?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can go.
Bearing in mind that Kobe is within spitting distance, like we can push. We could push Kobe as well. You know what I mean? Like if we put Kobe at 6, but that is.
Yeah, I rather just swing for 8 with Garp, get the Raizo to 0, and then we can like use our Dawn to get some swings in on their life. My goal here, like we are controlling the tempo right now, so I want to start just putting them in a spot where they feel pretty trapped. Okay.
Okay, so I really want to get this Garp down. So we want to Meteor Garp. Well, shit. I mean, we'll have mana. We'll have Dawn to swing with both. Let's just do the thing that's very obvious first. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay. Done with that. Meteor Volcano, absolutely essential if you're playing Monkey D. Garp. Let me just state. Let's go ahead and drop our other Garp. This guy's amazing. We're going to Dawn up Kobe. There are no targets for that ability. Get a free swing in. And then we'll also swing with this Garp.
Like here, I love this position. Like they don't have any rushers in green.
No.
So they might be able to kill one of our things on their next turn. Like we'll either have big Garp or we'll have little Garp, and having either one of those in play is very good for us.
Right, and to be honest, little Garp, in my opinion, is the better of the two because it doesn't require we trash. It synergies really well with Monkey D. Garp. And when you're at that midpoint of the game, you've got nothing but Dawn to spare. And next turn we're gonna have 10. So we're just gonna pile on the Dawn and get some free kills. Now, the only thing we really can't nuke here is Kazuki Odin. So if they drop Kazuki Odin, they've been drawing a lot. I feel a little uncomfortable. I think if they go for our 6k Monkey D. Garp, that's going to be very telling. But we don't have anything in hand, and we just dropped our Kuzin, which is sort of the main line of interaction for breaking down a Kazuki Odin. This list doesn't operate with Suru. You can make an argument for it, but we should get to a point, at least with this deck, it's like 60 aggro, 40 control, I would say. You're seeing more of the control end here, but it should be bringing their life down quick enough that taking care of 8 drops and higher shouldn't be a huge thing. Anyways, I'm sorry. Yeah, that happens, right?
Yeah, we decided to stop it, but
so let's see what they drop. I like that they had to blow some Dawn on that, but yeah.
Yeah, and it won't be Odin this turn because they only have 6 available.
Thank God. Oh, damn it.
A little annoying, but not the end of the world.
All right. So we've got a way to get rid of the blocker. I can't say that blowing Meteor Volcano on this is worth it. I'd honestly rather it just get chumped. You know, like I'd rather it just die to something else. However, we can nuke the X-Drake.
That we 100% do.
Right. So let's go ahead and just Dawn up our Monkey D. Garp, the 2-drop. So let's start. We've got 10 Dawn. So I'm going to try to keep us within range to cast Smoker because with 2 cards in hand, I feel very confident that Smoker will stick. So obviously we're going to hit the X-Drake. We need to get it to a cost of 0. So we're going to divvy up our Dawn here. We're going to go 1, 2. Do we want to go vanilla into Kinemon? Like 5 at Kinemon, or 6 at Kinemon, 6 at Kinemon? Okay, so
I definitely want to get down the Smoker if we can.
Right, we need to do. We have just enough. We have just enough to go 3 more down on X-Drake. And cast Smoker. So let's go ahead. Monkey D. Garp is at 5 right now. Let's go ahead and dawn it up just once more to get it to 6. No, I'd rather go 1, 2, 3 on Nami and at least have her to swing in as well. Does that make sense? So we have a 5K. Oh no, a 5K, a 5K, and a 5K. And then Smoker. Let's do that.
Doing exactly what the deck wants to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Who said Nami's useless? Who said Nami's a useless one drop, huh? I mean, honestly, the fixing, like, getting card value, that's great. But she does do work when she's on the board, particularly if you have a list that operates with the Makiko, the one who gives plus 2,000. Let's go with Nami next. Draw those cards. Draw those cards. Okay. Do we swing with Garp or no?
Yeah, it's just free.
I'm kidding. We're gonna swing with Garp. Okay, and Smoker. Okay, I feel like that was an effective turn. Thank goodness. Now, they could tap down Smoker, but it would have to be what's her name?
Yamato.
So it would have to be a Yamato, and that would put them at 6. Nah, I mean, Smoker itself is threatening life, is threatening game, just itself. So what's up?
Just for double attack, if they have a life left and you swing at them with double attack, it doesn't actually kill them.
I'm a liar. Oh, you know what? I feel like I think I got bamboozled during my pre-release then. You're sure? You're sure about that? I had a Minotaur finish me off in pre-release. Like that. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, that's good to know. That's okay. I think the other player is new too. I just started learning the game at a pre-release. Not the best time to acquaint yourself when you're spending money, but it's fine. Need to take. You're good. I gotta say, dude, I know Monkey D. Garp like isn't valued that highly as a leader, but I feel like really happy that it's doing well against Kinemon, because Kinemon has been just kicking my ass frequently.
Yeah, the deck is very annoying.
Dude, the way it curves out so effectively, and pretty much every single card, all the cards that are Wano Country are immediately playable in this deck. Like, they didn't. It's weird because the card pool is limited, but for what is there, they made stuff synergy almost too well. Like, a lot of the cards that are good in Kinemon are just really good. But that's okay. We're doing well right now. What I like about these unique effects like Monkey D. Garp is it just allows more room for you to play as a brewer, and I've really been enjoying this list for that. I gotta say, Trafalgar and Garp are very similar in that sense, but when you're down on cards and you lack the card advantage that Trafalgar has, he's not as good as Monkey D. Garp. Like, we've got one card in hand, and I feel really good right now. Whereas Trafalgar, it's like, well, what is that one card? Is it gonna do enough? Because for the most part, you're playing a lot of 1 to 2 drops. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Law, you definitely need to have a large flush hand so you can keep doing the Law thing.
Yeah.
Which is why you have all the searchers. It's just really hard to get that going against Kinemon when they keep resting down all your things, and it's so hard to hit that 5.
Whereas Garp, it's like you're resting, you're going sideways for a majority of the time. So, like, there are options for. It's interesting. This is a good counter, it feels, to Kinemon, or it has been. Okay.
Yeah, black stuff in general is pretty good against Kinemon.
I'm not worried about Momo at this point. I am worried if they get, again, Kazuki Odin isn't even that bad a threat because we are threatening life right now, or we're going to try to. Does the double damage... that's gonna happen.
Yeah, nothing we can do there.
So the double attack on Smoker though. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. We just win.
I think so.
Yeah, we can just don up. I guess if you want to be cute, you can drop the white beard for disrespect, but we definitely have lethal here.
All right.
We know that if their hand right now they could have Paradise Waterfall and a 2K or two 2Ks. So if we just swing our Smoker for 11 and then we just put the rest of our Dawn on Garp and swing, they're just deterministically dead, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little annoying to play this on Sim because you got to keep clicking.
You say 11?
Yeah, because if it's two 2Ks, it doesn't matter because oh, I even did my math wrong. We didn't need to pump it that much, but yeah, just put the rest of it on Garp and that should do it.
Yeah. Do we leave anything open for our meteor volcano?
Nah, just this attack should just go because like right now the best they could have is three 2Ks, so that only puts them up to 11, and we're swinging for 11, so like they're deterministically dead.
Best of 3. Totally. Yeah. That's the first time I've won against a Kinemon. I feel really good about that, I gotta say. 100%.
Yeah, like Law is a very good deck, but if you're not skilled with it, it's really hard, and neither me or Patrick is skilled with it. So I'm sure weren't playing the best, but Black. I don't play Garp, but I play a lot of Z, which is also Black, so I'm used to those play patterns. And then, as Pat said, this has been their pet deck since they started playing, so a little bit more comfortable here. So hopefully, these games should showcase a little bit more of what we're capable of.
Yeah. Okay. We decided we want to go second.
Yes. You get the choice. Kinemon going second is so good for them, and we don't really have turn 1 plays for the most part.
And this
we have Nami and Chopper. It's also it seems good.
It's fine. I mean, I don't like seeing my 9-drop in my starting, but obviously Kobe, a 3 for 4 that kills a thing is very potent. And then our next turn is a 5-drop Garp, and we all saw how effective that was. You still like this though?
Yeah.
Because I see a turn 2 Kuzan just as easily. So
yeah, we have like potential for turn 2 Kuzan. We can do Kobe and blow something up, and then we can do Kobe into Garp. Like the way that you beat Kinemon is that you need to stop their swarm. Like a lot of people who play the deck competitively, they refer to it as Kinemon Swarm. So if you're able to just keep their board control, because like next turn if they drop a Yamato or they drop it at Okiku, it's like we don't care because we'll just kill it.
Right.
And then we just control the tempo, and that's kind of how you beat green. Because their late game is not great. It's just their early game, they're dropping out a bunch of things that rest your stuff, and then you kind of die before you get to the late game.
Right.
Or you're too pressured. So with this hand, we have ways to kill multiple threats. And okay, their hand sucks. If that's what they're doing, their hand is terrible. I'm feeling good.
They did mull, mind you. So I feel good with this.
Okay. So now I'm with you that we just dropped the Kuzan.
Right. We're not too worried about Izo at this point. Obviously, the better play would have been a Okiku again, like we saw earlier. She's fantastic. Just replacing our hand and getting a 5k power on the board with something that reduces by 4, like the when attacking ability, 100% excellent. So yeah, this really worked out for us. And we keep our kill spells for things that are more relevant than Izo. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then we're also going to get our free attack in. And we got a 2k counter on the back there. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I really like Garp, dude. I really enjoy playing Garp, I got to say. And we'll end with that. I'm enjoying this build of Garp as well. You guys saw earlier, we have the 2-drop Sanji, which is a rusher if you don it up twice. So it's essentially a 4 for 6 or 4 for 5. I forget how the math works out on that. It's good though. I don't know. It's weird. Like when a character has an effect that requires you don them up, is that like true synergy or not? I really couldn't tell you.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do like the Sanji then for the most part. I mean, it's either a really decent attacker or it's fodder for a KO effect, right?
Yeah, like the way I see it is like, I don't think the 2Ks really matter which ones you pick. Let's see, do we want to keep this alive? I think so.
So it's gonna be one drop. Well, we have options. It's either one drop Kobe or two drop or three drop Kobe. Excuse me. You have a preference?
Probably the one drop Kobe.
And then have a 3-4 body or 4,000 body. Yeah. Okay. So no blockers, obviously. The Ezo doesn't have enough power, so we'll just go here. Go here.
Yeah, so like for the most part, the 2K text doesn't really matter. All that matters is the word 2K on the side. So it's kind of just like mix up preference and things like that. Like obviously some are good. Like this Garp is very good, but
well, we have interesting options here. I would like to dawn up and kill her.
Yeah, we definitely need to kill
the 6K. Yeah. So, and I don't want to fool around with like trying to kill her when she's tapped like last game. So let's just go ahead and go for the kill. So we can definitely boost Kuzan to just reduce it to 0. And then we can kill it with, which is why the one drop Kobe might have been effective now that I think about it, just because it would have auto killed her, but it's still a 2K body. So not as good. How do you want to go about this? I think we just reduce it by 4 on the Kuzan attack, right?
Yeah, just swing for 5, get the effect to make the Yamato small, and then we'll do things from there.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. We've got 6. Now, you just want to drop the Meteor Volcano, or do you want to use Kobe here?
I think I'd rather use the Kobe.
I would say
Meteor
that
Volcano's a little bit more flexible.
Kobe has a little bit more... Well, Kobe has a little bit more range, but we are at that point where we have enough Dawn that we can get them to negative, or we can get them to 3 very easily. You're saying Kobe, though? What do you trash in this instance? Because...
either the Whitebeard or the Garp. The 5-cost Garp, to be clear.
So the idea is Kobe and then 2-drop Garp?
Yeah, so I think you pitch either the 5-cost Garp or the Whitebeard or Edward Newgate.
Man, I like Newgate because we're right in line to play Newgate, and I don't think they've got...
Yeah, we could just pitch the other Garp that's in our hand, the 5-cost one, because we're discarding a card to this. We probably don't want to discard another card next turn. Like, that's just a lot of hand advantage.
No.
And then once we get to like our 10 Dawn, when we drop the Newgate, it's a very good spot for us.
Cool. We're not in Newgate territory yet, but we will be soon. We'll be very soon. They're operating with 7. I honestly want to keep this Kuzi boy as long as possible. I'm waiting for the Kazuki Odin. I'm waiting for him. Sadly, we don't have a way to keep Kuzi boy alive, so yeah. He did his work, though. I'll say that much.
Yeah, for sure. Drew us a card, and then we got to kill Yamato because of him, and we got a 2K out of their hand. All wins.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Okay. Okay, wow. A lot of stuff going on here. Ooh, then we got a Sakazuki. Okay, well, Sakazuki... Okay, we have too many options. So, obviously, we would like to, on the attack, kill this blocker. but we also want to kill one of these Akikus. Just donning this up twice is enough to kill this blocker and then go for a vanilla 5k attack. And
that seems fine.
That leaves us with 6 to play Sakazuki and then Sakanuki one of these Akikus.
Yep, I like this plan.
We want to ditch the Meteor Volcano at this point, right? And then play Newgate on the next turn?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so let's just dawn up. Yep, just doing my math. And again, what's nice about this particular Garp is that it allows me to get that attack off and get rid of the blocker to do the damage to life. So
Actually, do we just want a Meteor Volcano instead of Sakazuki here?
honestly, we
that
could,
might be-
because
I think that might be better, because then we can swing with Kobe and our Garp and then still kill one of the Okikus.
yeah. I mean, we're not on the back foot here. We're certainly not. Like, we could do more damage this turn if we wanted to. So we only need to bring it down to 1. So let's just go ahead here. Let's get this to where it needs to be. Because these Akikus are going to bring this down, and he will die next turn if we were to just play him, but at least we have this available next turn if there's a bigger threat, or, 5 or less.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's bring her down once more. I'll just bring Kobe up to 6, and then we can do the volcano here.
Yep. Then we also get to swing for 7. We are just... we still have 4 life. They haven't gotten a single swing on us. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that does feel good. Let's see if we get another 2K. Yeah. And
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too.
Going down on cards.
Let's just scare him by reducing the cost of everything. It's such a wonky effect, but I love how it plays in this game. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like you make it cost less when it's already in play. It's weird. But
it is so weird. I like that they decided to play with that value, though. Like, they weren't afraid to manipulate something that would otherwise kind of be forgotten in a game. But I will say they tend to neglect the effects, like at the top right, where this is a striker, this is a striker, this is a special. There aren't that many cards that care about the type of damage you're doing, I gotta say. Which is a little sad. That's good. All of this is going to have to happen. So, yep. What's been nice about this game is that we've been replacing all of these deaths with very good cards, but at this point we're going to be on the back foot, right? Because I was worried about Kazuki Odin. Okay. All right. They don't have blockers. So
yeah. I think
I mean, we still do have options here. Like, we could ditch the Newgate and kill Akiku.
Yeah. I also like getting the Newgate down there because it pumps our leader and it makes the Odin not as effective.
Right. On the next turn. And just keep this as a 2k counter.
Yeah, so let's start with this. So leaving our options open, let's just dawn up our Garp and swing 6 at the Kiku. Or actually, no.
You want to Newgate first for the 2k?
Yeah, I'm done. Play the Newgate. We'll put a Dawn on Garp. That should almost certainly kill the Kiku. And now we have a Newgate. We have some good defense because Garp is bigger on their turn.
Do you want to just reinforce the point here?
Yeah, let's just send a message.
She's level 2. She's level 2, like how you casted her, Kinemon. And I want her to die.
Well, shit. That's what we like to see. All right, and we're at 4 life here, so like I'm fine with them giving us more cards and giving us more options. Like, we are doing very well this game.
Yeah. Okay, so Newgate. What's special about this guy? Most cards that enter the battlefield are on play effects that buff a character or leader generally only last that turn, but this wraps around until my next turn. So our Garp is technically a 7k leader, which is absurd. So it should be fine for the most part. They're going to have to put in some work. Now, Kazuki Odin obviously can just go in and hit it still. If they determine that that's the best choice, we have this Garp in hand to block that damage. To be honest, we haven't taken any damage this game. I would feel very confident in just drawing the cards at this point. Like, totally happy drawing cards.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I just want cards in our hand. Give us some more options for things to do. Like, we're in such a good spot with this
right.
new gate out. On the swing with the new gate, we'll be able to just kill the Ezo. Okay, they messed up.
Oh, did they?
They forgot about the Whitebeard buff. They swung 6 on 7.
Dude, everyone does. But it's on the card though. Everyone does. I was telling Mikey earlier that I played a game with someone. They conceded after. I felt bad. When I played new game, they swung into it, and then they're like, oh shit, and then they just swung the next thing into it because they just didn't care at that point, and then they left. But yeah, Newgate's good. It's funny because you don't really see, I don't know, you see Newgate obviously in your Whitebeard deck, but you don't really see Newgate, I think, in a whole lot of other lists. I mean, it's a really good effect for a bomb, particularly in Garp. Like with 4 life, raising your defenses endgame is really legitimate. That worked well. I think that worked well, right? I think they're reevaluating how this attack needs to go.
Yep. And we still have Sakazuki to kill something. We have a bunch of big bodies. Like we're in a very good spot at the moment.
Yeah. So this Kazuki, I don't think they have anything to tap down Newgate by and by. So The thing is, if they do, the only thing that could really screw us up is if they played another Kazuki Odin here, which would be crazy. But if they swing with Kazuki Odin, that is dead. It will be dead. They get to play 3 or less Wano country card from their hand, but like, we're gonna kill Kazuki Odin if it swings at us, right?
Yeah, if they leave it rested, that's definitely the goal, would be to kill it. And we can do that fairly easily with our new gate. Basically, see what they do here. I think they're gonna have to think pretty hard, especially after they whiffed that one attack. So imagine they're a little tilted.
I mean, it's fine. It's it happens, dude. It's funny. Okay. The top end of this deck is ridiculous, dude. This
Yeah, the 7 kid. Alright, so that means they're... Oh, they didn't even swing with Odin. Okay, they're scared.
Okay.
So we have 2/2 in hand. Love that.
We can reduce the cost of Kid because of its power. Excuse me, its casting cost. We could reduce it and just nuke it. We only need to bring it down twice. Do you want to just get rid of the blocker?
Yeah. Let's absolutely kill that.
Right. And keep obviously Sakazuki, remove Monkey D Garp. Well, they're both 2K counters. Probably just get rid of the Brook, and if we need Garp, well, shit, we could play both. What am I talking about? Why not play?
I would want to hold on to the 2K counter at this point. I think it'd be better. So
I think for the 2 Dawn to get the cost down, let's just put that on our new gate.
On our new gate?
Yeah, because then we also can kill the Ezo with the new gate effect.
KO up to... Oh, you're so right. I'm sorry. I totally forgot. So we're reducing the cost of Eustace Kid so that we can use Sakazuki. Sakazuki cares if they're 5 or less. So we're going to do that. And now... So Newgate... Right. We do want to cast Sakazuki now to get rid of our blocker here. So let's go ahead and cast Sakazuki. Sakazuki is going to use the card action to trash. We should keep Monkey D Garp.
Yeah, just keep that one just in case. I want to hold it in hand as a 2K. But...
I totally messed up. I honestly thought, dude, that I was doing the effect for Newgate there.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah, that's okay. So I mean, it's swinging for 12, so it's gonna.
Yeah, if they want to block, it'll die. A little unfortunate because we could have killed both things, but you know, such is life.
Dude, I forgot that I was still in the middle of Sakazuki's ability. That hurts so much. That hurts so much. That's okay though. It's not okay. I'm annoyed still. But even still, like I feel good about this game. I don't really care. We'll keep the 2K in hands. I mean, the 2K is really just going to be there to keep Newgate alive, for being honest. If they're being sweet to us, they'll block with the kid for the mistake. I kind of hate... Okay, so here's what I need to do. There's a checkboard on the simulator to allow for confirmations before you do a thing. I totally need to hit that checkboard. Are they still there? Did they DC?
No, I think they're still there. I think they're just thinking if they want to block with kid or not.
I mean, it's totally valid.
Yeah, they're only at 2 life, and we have
The Newgate in play, a Sakazuki in play. Like, they're under a lot of pressure right now.
Should I goad them? Goad them
Yeah.
into making the block?
That'd be good. Block.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
Oh, you need to select a target for Whitebeard.
Yeah, no, I figured that out.
Okay, yeah, my friend Chris just messaged me because he's watching the stream. And let's swing for 7. They'll probably block and pitch here to keep their kid alive, but getting cards out of their hand, so we take it.
That hurts so much, dude. Yeah, I need to make sure I check those boxes in the beginning. I totally mucked up.
Oh, they took it. Okay.
Okay, so in an ideal world, we'll keep Newgate alive. Odds are likely that they have a blocker or two in this hand. We'll see. And unfortunately, you know, oh God, that hurts so bad, dude. I mean, the option was always there to... No, I should have killed it. Just Kev will.
Yeah.
Not much. I'm sorry. Sorry for the radio silence, guys. I am talking with the chat on YouTube, but also just enjoying myself. Like, I think you still got it, though. I have to throw a lot into Whitebeard. It's rough. God, I hope you do. I hope you do. Jeez. Oh my gosh. You guys can't see the chat in our game right now, but they're suggesting that Whitebeard is a threat. And it was. No matter what, like, whether Kid is there or not, like, they were gonna have to nuke Whitebeard. We'll see what happens. I'm really hoping to take some damage this turn. I would love to draw some cards. That would be amazing. This has been a good rematch, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice little series.
I'm happy with Garp, dude. I think this list is performing adequately. It feels weird to operate on so few cards, but it's been performing more than adequately.
Yeah, like I said, I think Garp is a bit of a sleeper pick right now. Like, a lot of people are underrating it, but it definitely does its thing. And having the cost reducer, we just counter this. Just make them use more Dawn so they can't deploy more stuff if they want this dead.
He was extremely committed to this play, so yeah. To kill Newgate, he's got 7. Really? Oh my gosh. Mikey, we could play more games later tonight, maybe, if you're free. But this might be the last game. It seems like Snooze K might be out. We'll see. I'm enjoying this so much, though, dude. I like this Garp list a lot. It's performing far more admirably than I expected. I want to keep working on that Trafalgar deck. The deck you guys were watching us play earlier today, I worked it out last night, more or less. It was a Wano country / straw hat build, and then it sort of morphed into a lower curve with no bombs, like none of the 8-drop kids. It's not on the board anymore, but I know I really like Trafalgar. I would say that I still prefer playing Trafalgar, but what's nice about D Garp is that it's pretty much always effective. You know, it doesn't need 5 bodies on the field to make use of its lost laps. Hell yeah. I do like playing Law a lot. Yeah, we can't do anything about this, so that dies. All right.
Swing at us. Give us cards.
Swing at us. Swing at us. They don't want us to have cards. Okay. I mean, this is something we can do. So if we put Sanji down, Sanji can become very, very powerful in attack. Obviously, we have a 7k on the board, so I think we just start with Sakazuki.
I would make it a little bit bigger. I just like swing for 9. Like right now, it's a do or die for them. Right, so I just want to kind of force them to use cards, and we're not dead on the clapback because we're at 4 life.
Right. So for Sanji to get through, though, let's just say that if we wanted Sanji to get through and do any damage, we would need to at least save 4. Mm-hmm. So how hard do you want to go here?
Here I think it's fine to start with the 9, see how they react. Because they do still have the blocker. And then we can Sanji rush that in, and then we can use other Dawn on our.
So if we right. So if we put,
they still have they have the kit still, so I don't want to go too hard on the attack. I just want it to be something where I want to force them to use the kit. Is basically my goal here.
Right. So they're gonna definitely block.
Either that or pitch like 3 cards. Either way, it's a good situation for us.
Right. But yeah, just Kev wills. Or just Kev Swill, I should say.
Oh, Kev's in the chat too.
Yeah.
I love Kev.
Oh boy. How many, did he just discard 3? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards.
Yeah, deal. Okay, so now
we're gonna do.
We can play around some stuff. So they might have Punk Gibson, so we can't really kill them this turn through that. But what we can do is swing for, let's see. So how we have.
Let's just go 4 on Garp.
Yep, 4 on Garp, and then we'll drop the Sanji.
And this is through a mistake, so I feel pretty good, I have to say.
Yeah, if we didn't get that, they would be 100% dead here.
Oh yeah,
it's whatever. Sim things aren't perfect, and the triggers are a little annoying to do.
Look, if they had to blow exactly. Oh yes. Let me just make sure I don't fuck this up. I mean, I can't just cancel it. Just cancel it. Yeah. Let's
so
go. Let's go. Let's do it. Is this enough? Is this
they
enough?
have a 2. Yeah, they might have some more counter power, but they just pitched a bunch of stuff. So even if this doesn't, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't kill them, we get back to our turn and they're just certainly dead. So
yes,
tell me it's good enough.
2 kids in hand. Oh, such a good match. Oh my god. So fun. Oh man. Well, I hope you guys in the audience enjoyed that as much as I did. Feel free to join. Feel free to listen into the audio. I'll share your thoughts. Okay, so Mikey, how'd you feel about that last match? How do you feel about Garp in this Garp list we're rolling with right now?
I definitely like Garp. Yours is a little bit more red. We actually talked about this earlier today. Yours is a little bit more red heavy than mine. Mine's a little bit more black heavy. But I think there's just a lot more experimentation to be done with Garp. Like, I have no idea what is the better route to go. This definitely felt really good playing it in this game for sure. Like, I definitely saw the power of some of the red cards that I am not including. So I definitely like Garp. I think more people should be working on it. I don't think it's a tier 1 deck, but I do think it's something that can contend. It's definitely not like a bad deck by any means. And I think its green matchup is really good because black inherently has good matchups against green, and green is what I personally view as the best deck, and it's very popular at tournaments. This deck's also really good against the Newgate deck, like the leader, and that's another really popular deck. So I feel like even if it's not the best, it does really well against 2 of the best decks, which are going to be a majority of the field.
Right.
So I think that gives it like this really good spot where, like, sure, you might not be playing the best thing, but like in your pools or your Swiss matches at a tournament, you have a lot of good matchups leading into the meta. So I think it's a really good pick. It's just I just have no idea what the best list is right now. This is the first time I saw it tried with Newgate. I remember that was a card I suggested you added.
Yeah.
And it definitely felt very good. I definitely think it's correct to play some number of them, but like I said, lots of tweaking needs to be done. I definitely like your version. I like the version that I put together with my friend Chris. Just something that I think should be brewed more, honestly. Like I think a lot of people are sleeping on it, and I think the deck is very real.
I totally agree. And with and again, like what I was saying earlier, I love Trafalgar Law. I would imagine that Trafalgar Law is generally thought of as the better deck over Garp, but I would say that Garp's ability is playable mid to late game more easily than Trafalgar is, especially if you're getting overrun and you don't have the bodies to operate it. You're really just using them for red-green, which is good. Like, red and green are both very, and you just named Newgate, who's mono red, and Kinemon, who's mono green. Obviously effective colors just by and by. Those leaders do a lot for those decks, mind you, but the decks themselves, like the composition is just fantastic. Martin said he needed a 1C blocker, and I agree. I'm so glad you didn't find it. The game was rough on my end, says Martin. I never saw any searches, so I had a hard time getting cards in hand. And now seeing Yamato for your Sakazuki was rough. I just got flooded with Rhizos and kids that pretty bad when playing behind. I thought I turned it around that one turn when Odin hit. And then you played Whitebeard, and I was sad. I gotta say, Snooze K, I am so glad we kept Whitebeard in hand. Like, this is the game we started with Whitebeard. Am I correct? Like, we just had it so our starting hands the whole time. It was just waiting for that opportune moment, but like it was very clutch when it came down and so integral to our strategy. I will say, like, we both flubbed, like, you know, forgetting about the 2k power on Garp. I feel bad for you there. I feel especially bad for nuking the wrong thing on my turn. But really lucky with how everything shook out for me in that instance, for sure. The black cards just deal with Akiko so well that it's hard to establish a board and get a lead to play Kid or Odin. Yeah, I totally agree. It's interesting to see that too. Like, because I will say that, I don't know, like I've fought a lot of Kinemons. Like I'll state that I've been playing Garp nonstop for the last few weeks, and every time I face a Kinemon or anytime I face a Newgate, it is usually really rough. Although it feels like a good matchup, like you were saying, Mikey. But yeah, that was a really fun match. Both those games were good. And that's sort of the beauty of this game. Like I was saying off the bat, like I never really feel like I'm out, even when I am. I never really feel like I'm out. And you just judging by hand size, like in a game like Magic, the person with the bigger hand generally has like far greater options. In this game, it's just the same though. Like you could just have the wrong cards off your top deck. Like you were saying, like you just weren't pulling into the right effects. Decks are set to 50. Man, I don't know. We really lucked out. Like it could have gone either way. Like you could have been drawing into those blockers and that would have really hurt us. Yeah, no, I'm super satisfied with how that game went, at least for my sake, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts, sir? Mikey, if you're encouraging people to play One Piece, or if you have to say one thing about this game, for any player that's interested in jumping into this TCG, what would you say is the best aspect of One Piece card game? And same thing for you, Snooze. I'm curious. Thanks again for the best of 3. I needed it. I really needed it. Like I got my ass kicked in that first round. But yeah, what is the best part of One Piece card game?
I think the best part about it is the fact that it's very, very easy to learn. Like, there's a lot of like nuance to the game. Like, I'm glad I was able to highlight some of that stuff where like Patrick was like, "Are you sure we can kill here?" I was like, deterministically, like they're just dead because they have this amount of cards in hand, this amount of card power. So there are a lot of layers to it. But at the base concept of the game, it's something that you could actually pick up and learn in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and I think that's something that's really daunting, like Magic especially. There's just so much in Magic. Like the game is very difficult. There's a lot of different things to know. There's a lot of weird rulings and such. But One Piece is really straightforward, and it's just something that I feel it's very easy for someone to pick it up. And then it caters well to like the more casual players because it's easy to learn and easy to pick up and just have fun. And then it also caters to the more like competitively minded players that want to be the best because there is a lot of levels to the game and a lot of sequencing things. Like especially with law, like I said, Patrick and I don't think either of us are law masters. I'm sure that there was some sequencing things that we could have done better. But once you get a hang of that, like you really just are able to like see like how in depth the game can be. But the fact that it's just so easy to get at a base level, I think that's what makes it a very, very great card game. And part of the reason I got so into it, because I sat down, learned how to play instantly, and I was like, okay, now I need to learn how to break this game and be good at it, which I think is just a cool thing. And it makes it so that there's not as many barriers to entry as some other card games. Oh, it's also very cheap, which also lends itself to the fact it's a little bit more casual friendly too. Like you can make like the Kinemon deck, which I said was the best deck. You can build that for like $80,
right?
Which is very cheap for card game standards.
Yeah, no. I mean, considering what like competitive lists in Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering are, like it is very affordable. I think once the game catches on, like obviously the prices are going to rise, and there are a few like catch rare cards that are up there. The cards that are really priced out, like are expensive, are some of the altered cards in this game. But that's usually just cosmetic. There's normally a different variant. Those Zoros though are expensive, dude. In my Trafalgar deck, they're a little expensive at 25 a pop, but even still, it's a great game. And Snooze was saying, the games are amazing. Yeah, that's the hard part with Kin, I feel. Your bombs are best played when not playing from behind, so it can be hard to get back into the game. I'm loving the micro decisions mattering so much in this game. Everything is so tempo-based, which is awesome coming from Magic. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's interesting because like I love the counter aspect of this game. I like that element because it's like a resource denial. Like I'm losing cards, but it's putting me in the game longer when it's necessary. Like the micro decision to keep, instead of playing Garp out, which we very easily could have, that 2-drop Garp, keeping him as a 2k counter was so important. But also it's super easy to learn in the rules, and just to get started. Yeah, totally agree. Again, I learned how to play at a pre-release. Like I sat down with a couple of the guys that are just there that had decks. I'm like, can I borrow a deck? And I'd love to just play a round or two. And yeah, everyone was really sweet and they showed me how to play. I played with the Crocodile to start. I'm like, what is your most complicated deck? Bad idea, choosing Crocodile. But no, that was super fun. Gameplay is Chris Wheel says, gameplay is very smooth and very challenging, but fun at all competitive levels, kitchen table to pro level. Totally agree. Thanks again, Mikey, for joining me on this. I'd love to host more games in the future with a different set of leaders if you want to join me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to do this again. And if there's any leader that you want to learn, there's plenty of people that I know that I play with, like, for instance, Chris, who was just talking. We play some different decks, so maybe you can get one of them on. They can help you with something I'm not as familiar with.
Definitely. Yeah, no. That'd be great. I don't know if the Discord is like open to anyone, but maybe in the
It
future.
is.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So guys, if you leave a comment, I'll send it along to Mikey. And if you guys want to jump into this game and talk shop and learn a lot, like, I just jumped onto the Discord recently that you guys manage. And what's the name of that Discord for people?
It's called Goat Piece.
Code piece. It was super helpful. Like literally just talking about Garp. I think me and Wedge sussed up where it was weak. And the list that we're playing today was a list that I reestablished after talking with Wedge on the Discord. So it certainly helped. I love the deck. I love the game. I hope you guys enjoyed these games. Again, more to come in the future, pre-recorded live stream or otherwise. But I'll see you guys on the next one. That was fun.